We are back to talk some Trek. That's Brian. I'm Dan.
Hey, everybody.
I was going to play a theme song, but then I was realizing I don't want CBS to take down our video again. So instead maybe we'll do like the Wayne's World thing of
Hey. Excuse me.
And it wouldn't be one of my shows if a dog wasn't barking, so that's kind of amazing. But welcome to Talking Trek. Over there with the barking dog, that's Brian. And he's in the middle of 10 forward right now, apparently.
Or what I like to call 12 forward.
12 forward.
Street address, so it's the front of my house. It's 12 forward.
Works for me. It's not the Happy Bottom Riding Lounge.
It is not.
Great.
I commissioned this mirror behind me before I saw the beautiful Starfleet logo with the garnish in the Cerritos bar. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so, I think that's going to be a thing for me. I am commissioning a medal for racing based off of the Starfleet Medal of Valor.
Oh,
that we saw in Discovery and whatnot. So you have, which is pretty much what the Admiral's badge is in the Discovery era.
Yeah,
of the Delta, but like surrounded by the laurel leaves.
Yep.
That's going to be a medal for a race I'm putting together, which is going to be the 17.01K.
I love it.
Yeah, which for those of you doing the math at home is about 10 miles. So you're like, so it's not quite a half marathon, but I can't get there anyway. I can do 10. I'm pretty sure.
Well, when you do that, let me know. I'm sure my wife will participate.
Oh, please, yeah. I'm working with a group that does some amazing medals and race gear and all that. So there's going to be some shirts for it. I will basically, because there's no tech material shirt of like a running material shirt for with a Starfleet Delta on it. Basically, it's like, all right, cool. I guess I'll have to create a race in order to get the swag that I want.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. And Susan, friend of the show, says, "Is it the Christopher Pike Medal of Valor?" Not yet. Not in the Discovery era. In the TNG era, yes, it is. But oh boy, goodness! Speaking of the TNG era, we have 2 episodes of Lower Decks to talk about.
We do. And I'm embarrassed to say that I don't remember a darn thing about last week's episode.
That is a mark of good television.
And that's probably because this week's was so good. It is, for me, it was hands down the best episode so far.
It was so many Star Trek Easter eggs in this, of just other races, mentioning characters of other shows, just everything. And again, this is what, episode 5? So 5th episode in a row with a mention of the Enterprise.
And it was a great story with, the 2 ships having to work together to collapse that moon in on itself, to save the planet. It was a good story. It showed the, a little bit. I mean, it's funny. I think that's maybe that was the C storyline.
Yeah.
Because of the way it's kind of reversed. It's it was the C storyline, but we got enough to sink our teeth into, and it was hilarious the way the aliens were around the conference table and what they were complaining about. I'm like, oh, geez, oh crow! It sounds like a current day mask debate.
I'm wondering how much of it they might have changed out. Like last second, like, oh, let's just throw this stuff in now.
While we're talking, I'm gonna make a drink.
Oh, what are you gonna have? Are you gonna have a, I don't know, Rock the Gino? Are you gonna?
No. Today I'm going to keep it simple. I'm just going to make an old fashioned, and I'm going to cheat because I bought this old fashioned syrup that I saw on a Facebook ad, and it is fantastic. So it just saves you a few seconds, and I ran out of orange bitters, so it works out that that I have this, so I can whip up an old fashioned real quick while we're chatting. So don't let me stop you.
All right. And remember to use the hashtag #ItIsGreen when talking about Brian's drink making over there at 12 Forward. Oh, that except for Romulan Ale, I think if I had a Star Trek themed bar, all beverages would be green, except for Romulan Ale and prune juice.
Prune juice. I should get some of that. It's funny.
It is a Warriors drink. But so let's just jump into talking about this week's episode then, because holy smoke, was that amazing!
Oh, it was great on every level.
I mean, Boimler having a girlfriend. You learn his name isn't Bradley,
right? Or Bradford.
Well, yeah, Bradward. It's like what?
Right. It's Bradward. Not what I'm saying is it's not Bradford or Bradley. It's Brad. Yeah. Word, which I don't think I've ever heard that name before.
It's almost like bratwurst.
Or Edward.
We see the Deep Space Nine uniform, Dominion War era.
We see Deep Space Nine.
Oh my God, you're right.
They were at Deep Space Nine. That was awesome.
Just so many beautiful throwaways in this of when he's talking about the handsome engineer. He's got Kirk's swagger with Trip's twinkles, and it's just like, what is that? It's just so wonderful. Mariners complete and total meltdown over Boimler can't have a real girlfriend, let alone a cool or hot girlfriend.
Right.
And then the girlfriend also thinking Boimler can't have a friend this cool, this adventurous.
Yeah, it was a good story. It was good character progression for our four mains. It was funny. I mean, I think I literally laughed out loud quite a few times with this one.
Oh.
Love seeing the next generation, well, not next generation, but the First Contact / DS9 era uniforms. The reference to, oh my gosh, it was so funny. This is one of the things I laughed out loud, is when they were talking about, Data's brother was working with the Borg, and Mariner says, it's like something every week with those guys. That was just perfect.
Just the continual meta self-referential humor is just amazing on that show, and it's just wonderful. Every bit of it. When they're talking about not getting transferred, Tindy and Rutherford over to the oh my God, I just forgot the name of the ship. The Vancouver.
The Vancouver, right.
He goes, oh, is the lieutenant commander going to get mad? No, he's an officer. Officers aren't allowed to get pissed.
And they totally put that on its ear after setting that up a couple of episodes ago.
Oh, so great. And then, which is exactly what I was thinking. And then also him taking a video of the lieutenant commander phasering them in order to use as blackmail at his court-martial.
Right. So they're blackmailing a senior officer, and then they steal those little handheld tricorder-y things.
The T-88s there.
Right. Which look a lot like modern-day laser temperature.
I was thinking like those price guns that you see in the self-checkout lane.
Yeah, I guess it could be like that too.
Yeah. But, just absolutely wonderful. And apparently the Cerritos is, although being effectively the same ship as the Vancouver.
Oh, no.
A bucket of no, from what they were saying in show, the Cerritos is a bucket of bolts compared to the Vancouver's nice everything.
Well, I don't know why they would say that aside from maybe them, make themselves feel better. It's clearly not. The Cerritos is like an older, rundown kind of. I almost feel like the Vancouver was a post-Dominion War ship.
Mm.
Where the Cerritos is not.
Yeah. I wish we would have seen just a little bit more of their captain, though, of just very smug and full of herself.
The ship was beautiful.
Oh, it's just such spectacular. I mean, the Star Trek, not even just the jokes, but the amount of Star Trek level of tasks that they have to do. For instance, last week when they were towing the old sarcophagus generation ship, this week with the collapsing of the moon, it's like these are very Next Generation or Voyager style missions that they're on. And it's all there and it's beautifully done.
Although, are you noticing that our main cast, the Lower Decks guys, all they get assigned to do, it seems, is to run a diagnostic or recalibrate something.
They're all ensigns, though.
But that's all that they're doing.
Oh, yeah, because because in Next Generation specifically, make sure you run a diagnostic on that. All right.
Although I thought like running a diagnostic was when something wasn't working well, or it was like a monthly maintenance schedule or something.
To an extent, I think it is monthly or even daily or weekly maintenance schedules. But we also saw going with that, there's so much on that ship that is broken. It has such a good smell, according to Rutherford.
Well, when they went over to the Vancouver, what they got assigned to do was to run a level 2 diagnostic on something that tied into the mission that they were doing. And I was like, geez, is there any other task for ensigns besides running a diagnostic or
cleaning
out the holodeck poop?
That's what it was. That's Klingon prison stuff there.
The stuff canisters.
Oh, goodness gracious. So going back a little bit to talk about last week's episode with just silly craziness. What did you think of the ships getting transformed by the crystals?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
That was great. Everything about that episode was, in fact, for me, they're just every week it just gets better and better. It's a problem of the week.
Yeah.
That they're having to deal with. It's fresh storytelling. It may seem like, okay, we've seen this kind of problem before, but in the past we've seen them try to pull moons back into a stable orbit. We've never seen them have to try to destroy one, and then the repercussions of that. I thought that was fascinating. And then last week with the for lack of a better term, the Genesis goo.
What was with that? That was insane.
That was very cool. And the race that was in that generation ship. Now, did they establish? Because I hate to say this, I only watched it once. I think for last week. I
don't think they did establish what that species was. They were all dead. Yes.
Okay, because I heard another reviewer say something about, they may get thawed out or something.
They called it the zombie ship.
I'll have to go back and watch that one again.
Yeah. So that was pretty awesome. I mean, we learned more about Mariner's relationship with her mother, and then her getting promoted, of course, in order to try to get forced off the ship.
So that's something I wanted to say about last week's episode. And we kind of saw a little bit of it this week. Captain Freeman, they're not doing her justice, in my opinion.
Okay.
She is I feel like they're pigeonholing her into stereotypical angry black woman.
Okay.
And I don't like it. I don't like the direction that they're taking that. I think it's not good. Especially for a captain, a Starfleet captain. I mean, I understand her being frustrated and, that's kind of her character arc. about being on the Cerritos, and it's not the greatest ship and probably not the best assignment, but she's just so angry.
Yeah.
And screaming at people and yelling and doing it in front of other officers and dressing down somebody in front of other officers. I don't like the way they're doing that.
Okay.
Do you have a thought on that?
I felt they were playing her. I feel they've been playing her very one note, very just angry or frustrated at all times, whether it's with Mariner specifically or with the ship as a whole. But I felt like for this week it was funny, just like because they had her with the one alien arguing, and he's like, "You're going to be committing genocide," and she's like, "No, we got to figure something out." And then, of course, it just turns out it's just him and his wife. They're really rich.
That was really funny.
And then we just put in a new kitchen. It
was great. That whole sequence was great. And she wasn't as belligerent as she was last week. I mean, she was getting frustrated this week a little bit. You could see it. I wouldn't, if I hadn't seen last week's, this week, I would not have said that they're pigeonholing her as a stereotypical angry Black woman.
Yeah.
But after last week, it was just over the top. And so I also felt that Mariner's disrespect at the meeting in the cold opening, her yawning in front of the was it Admiral, the other captain from the other ship.
Yeah.
That was also over the top and too much for her character.
Yeah. I can see that, but I feel like they're also, in addition to being a Star Trek show, they're trying to, just lean into stereotypes that they're setting up about the different characters. Mariner's the lazy one. To an extent, she doesn't like following regulations and all of that. So she's not a model officer in that regard.
I wouldn't know if that equates to lazy. I don't consider her a lazy character.
But they like to write her that way. She doesn't want to go off and do jobs or anything. But then when they were giving her all the bad jobs on the ship, and she's turning them all into games, I thought that was fantastic and amazing.
I do too. And I like the way that they did that. I'm making another drink because I polished this one off.
You have fun. You do you.
So. Yeah, I get what you're saying about Mariner. She's definitely a different kind of officer, but she's a good officer to have in a pinch. That's for sure. I mean,
she's my favorite character on the show right now, which is helpful because she is top billed. Yeah. And this week it was just real entertaining to see her be the one having the meltdown. But then by the end of the episode, reassert herself as the coolest person in the room.
Right. It's like she was having a meltdown and was making a huge mistake because clearly that girl was not an alien.
Yep.
But she knew there was something wrong. She just didn't sniff it out quite the way we expected.
Yeah. I didn't like the fact though, and this is the part that got me on that of she's an alien. It's just like, or an android or whatever. It's just like, that is the 24th century version to an extent of being a little bit racist.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's just like, this is my very human girlfriend. And it's just like, for the sake of argument, make her a Tellarite, make her a Vulcan, make her any other species member of the Federation.
Well, I guess
Bajoran.
Not trying to play the opposite side of the coin, but I mean, I'm just trying to think of what they were thinking because she was human.
Yeah.
So obviously not an alien. So maybe that's all that she meant by it was that she's not as she appears.
Ah, very good. Yeah, I mean, and I take that. It's just like how they wrote the lines. It's just like
I can see what you're saying there. I agree with you.
I hit on that a little bit. But also speaking of Bajorans, because like, hey, make her a Bajoran. For half a second, when we were introduced to the other captain, the captain of the Vancouver, I thought it was going to be Ro.
Okay, that would have been cool. When we were on Deep Space Nine, I don't think we were at Quark's bar. I was kind of hoping that we were. And God, I was hoping that Quark was going to make an appearance. I was like, when we saw them sitting there having drinks, I moved to the edge of my seat.
Or even just Morn sitting there at the bar.
That would have been fantastic.
Morn at the bar would have been enough for me. It's just like,
but you know what?
He's still there.
Yes, we certainly can't complain that they're not giving us Easter eggs.
Oh my gosh!
Just to see that, what is it, an Olympia class ship?
Yep.
That the one with the big ball that was docked at DS9.
Yeah, the one that they basically reused as or used among other things for the first time or second time as the USS Pasteur in All Good Things.
Right. Yes.
The TNG finale.
It was Beverly Crusher's ship.
Yeah.
It was that same class. So, what do they call it? The Keto?
Yeah.
When I saw that they were at DS9, that's really all. That's all I need. You know, if Morn was there, if we heard the sound of the Dabo wheel spinning, that would be great. Don't need it. They gave me something, and I was so happy with it.
I mean, and then
on top of all the mentions and comments and this and that.
And then also, just that scene itself was ridiculous and fantastic. Of the guy turning into some kind of evil monster, shape-shifting monster, eats the girlfriend's face. Mariner's covered with blood, screams no, and then fast forward back to the present. I will not see somebody else's face melted. Just like what? What is?
Yeah, that whole sequence was brilliant. All of it. This episode, I'm telling you, man, it knocked it out of the park. It solidified it as a concrete, enjoyable Star Trek show that, man, I look forward to it every week.
I will agree with that. I'm going to interrupt our conversation real quick. David Tamborin says to you, hey, old man, saw your face and logged in just to say hi.
An old friend of mine from my old LARPing days way back in the 90s. And
I want to see you as a LARPer. That'd be fun.
Man, I used to love it. I was pretty good at sword fighting with plumbing supplies, but I do say so myself.
I went to one LARP, I mean, other than, my day job, which is glorified LARPing. I went to one LARP in the early 2000s with a friend of mine from the PA Ren Fair. We went up on a weekend in between rehearsals.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hey, I want you to be and it was my first year of Shakespeare. He's like, hey, you're playing the bard, be the bard for our party. Okay, great. And so we get there. We made me all sorts of great baffle weapons. And the guy who was running it was such a dick. He's like, no, you're not allowed to have a weapon other than a dagger. And it's like, all right, cool. But so I said, can I have bound weapon or anything? Like, yeah, you can do that. Fine. So Adam had this old guitar. It was a crappy guitar in the back of his car. We unstrung it, put all the padding on it, duct taped, restrung it. So I'm just over here strumming, and we're fighting zombies or something. I'm standing in the back and I'm giving everybody their inspiration. Here's the zombie. Swing the guitar around and hit.
What was the name of that game?
I don't remember. I really don't. It was somewhere in Connecticut or Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went to.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it was just the guy was just such a little turd running it.
It happened.
Not allowed.
So, moving off of Lower Decks for a moment, because we have time left. I see we've been on now for just about 24 minutes. 24
minutes exactly.
Monday. Is it Monday? No, Tuesday, September 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard about this?
No, what?
Star Trek Day.
Oh, yeah, it's the 54th anniversary.
Yep. 54th anniversary of the original airing of The Man Trap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because Where No Man Has Gone Before wasn't aired first.
Right.
Oh, that was actually aired second.
So, StarTrek.com and CBS and the whole thing, they're doing 24 hours of... A friend of mine just messaged me and it popped over the screen that I need to get a Guinan hat.
Yes, you do. A Guinan hat.
He actually made this. He made the mirror for me with with the com badge on it.
Beautiful work. Give him my email so I can reach out to this guy because
Okay.
I want to get some stuff.
All right, I will.
You also need a Quark vest.
and some tape.
Yeah.
So they're doing panels all day with the casts of all the different shows, Picard, Discovery, Lower Decks, Strange New Worlds. We're going to get a lot of new information, and there's a lot of talk about there being a new, finally, well, I'm at 10% on my phone, so thank goodness we're almost done. A new Discovery trailer for season 3.
That'd be amazing.
Yes, so looking forward to that. I don't think I'll be tuning in all day, but I'll pop in and out the different panels and see what's going on, so we can talk about it on Thursday. That's
gonna be amazing. Also, speaking of Discovery and CBS, Discovery season 3. This is the one all the haters have been waiting for because season 3 is where Star Trek always gets good.
Well, I heard it was canceled.
What? Oh yeah, they're obviously canceling it. It's just like what? Shut up. I hate you. But also, Discovery season 1 this fall is going to be playing on CBS.
Yes,
regular.
On regular broadcast television.
Yeah. So
I love it.
I
wonder if they're doing it because they want to try to get more viewers in, or they have nothing in production, so they have nothing to show.
It's both. It's honestly both. One of their executive vice presidents of programming or something went on comment with Entertainment Weekly and was just like, it is a both. It is a yes and.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like we want, because they're doing it with they're doing it with the Discovery, they're doing it with the Good Fight, and a couple other shows. They're not giving us Picard on terrestrial yet.
Yeah, well, it's too new.
Yeah,
maybe next fall.
But yeah, they're gonna bring them. They're gonna just start cycling everything on CBS All Access over to regular CBS.
That's
so
cool.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of new tidbits we're gonna learn on Tuesday with Star Trek Day.
That's gonna be great.
I'm excited that we now have a Star Trek Day. Star Wars seems to get all the love in that regard.
I'll go for my big run. I'm gonna go out in my not my actual nice Picardigan, but my like tracksuit Picardigan.
Okay. I have something coming in. I wasn't going to tell you. I have something coming in that I can wear. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh,
it's nothing fancy.
Let it be the Jim Kirk wraparound.
No. It will not be the Jim Kirk wraparound. It's not a costume.
Okay.
But it's an homage, and I think you will like it. But when it comes in, I'll debut it on the show.
Yeah, that's fantastic. This also not a costume. This is what I would often when I had a regular desk job. What I would wear on I'd wear this on Casual Friday.
Nice.
It just
is that a metal pin or is that like a embroidered patch?
Oh, it's an embroidered patch. I ordered this through StarTrek.com years ago.
Love it.
It's so great. It's wonderful. But I think that's about all we wrote. Star Trek Day coming up this Tuesday.
Oh my gosh.
And
so excited. And next week's episode of Lower Decks looks great. I'm gonna go probably as soon as we're done, I'm gonna go rewatch today's episode.
Today's episode, yeah.
I love that it's like that. I love being able to watch it first thing in the morning with my coffee.
Yeah, I went for a run this morning, and then came back inside, made breakfast, took a shower, sat down, and watched some Star Trek.
Nice.
It was great. My day by 9 o'clock was off to an amazing start.
It's so good. I love being able to watch it in the morning because I feel like you're right. It kind of sets the tone for the day. God, I love that show.
Yeah. Thursdays are some of my new favorite days. Yeah. Well, that's about it from me. Thank you, everybody. Brian, anything extra from you?
No, that's it. I'm looking forward to next week. I'll make a different drink.
Excellent. Live long and prosper, everybody. We'll see you later.
Sláinte.